I'm a volunteer with University of California Cooperative Extension Master Gardener Program here in San Mateo County and San Francisco County. We've been overrun by gophers this year. I'll bet you have them in your garden too. So why don't you get ready to trap? This is my method of trapping my gophers. I have my bucket of tools ready to go. This is the first tool that I generally use. I find an active mound and I probe around for the main tunnel. Sometimes I also use other skinny probes. Once I find a likely spot, here's my hoary knife. I use this to excavate the plug out of the lateral tunnel so that I can set my cinch trap. This cinch trap is especially useful in urban gardens because you don't have to dig up your whole garden to set this trap. You just have to have a hole this long for the trap to go into. I use this board as a firm surface to help me set the trap. And of course, I wear gloves because I don't want to trap my hand. And I wear knee pads because I'm going to be crawling around a lot. Once I catch that gopher, oh, what about my flags? I set this by the trap, each trap, so that I can find my traps again quickly. I usually set about 8 traps. Once I catch the gopher and pull him out of the hole, if I can, I use bait, which I push down into the now empty hole. Maybe I can set 2 in the main run to catch the next gopher that comes along. It's not too hard. Go ahead, get that gopher. This gopher is on a hill. And here's a fresh mound. See the wet dirt? This is yesterday's mound. The mound is dry. I'm going to concentrate on the wet soil because I know he was here this morning. Oh, look at this. This gopher hasn't closed this hole yet. In the morning, some of the holes are still open. I'm going to take advantage of that and set my trap there. Here's my trap, and I'm going to set it. I put these pins to the side, hang them down, and holding this firmly, I pull the jaws open, put this pin over the jaw spring, then put this pin over the first pin, and then I set the trigger. Notice that the trigger will slide into this groove. I hold it well over the pin so the trap doesn't trap my finger. Now I can handle it as long as I keep my finger here. Notice that the trap is open. This little spring is the trigger so that when the gopher comes to close the hole, he'll push the dirt into the trigger, pushing it up, releasing the spring, and he'll be caught under his arms by this trap. So I'm going to put it in the hole. Oops, the hole isn't big enough. So I'm going to set this trap aside, again keeping this well down, and I'm going to excavate the hole to make it big enough for my trap. Let me check what direction the hole goes in. Ooh! Yes, it goes right into a main run. Look at how deep he is. He's at an angle. These cinch traps are so useful in a garden area because you don't have to dig up your whole lawn to place them. There are other wonderful traps, but for the finished garden, these work very well and quickly. Now let's see if the hole is big enough to accommodate my trap. Yes, it is. Now I'm going to set a hair trigger on this trap so that when the gopher first starts to push, this releases easily. Pull the pin toward the end of the plate and pull the trigger up so that it's barely holding there. And when the gopher comes, the trap springs immediately.